Everybody, this is Slick and I'm here with Nick from Breaking the Clutch, and today we have a very awesome video. Today we have officially, it's not official, I'm lying. We have semi-official proof that Halo Wars 2 is going to be in a very special Halo place, and this looks like what might be Halo Wars 2 cover art. So Nick, take it away. What are we looking at?
So let's start directly in the center where your eyes are brought to. I see a tribal chieftain with some sort of red hammer. Now if we look right above that chieftain, Pat, we are back at the Ark. Now,
the Ark, baby! What
will be the significance behind bringing everything back to the Ark?
So basically what I want to say is the Ark is still a thing. I mean, we know from Hunters in the Dark, the Halo book, that that Sentinels are working on rebuilding the Ark and what is damaged with it. So what we can learn from that is that the Ark is still a very, very important place to be in the, let's say, the Milky Way galaxy, because you can still activate the Halo rings from a button if they repair it all the way, and it can also still produce Halo rings, which are two things that are not so good for the rest of the galaxy, I think.
Absolutely. And I think if we look straight into the center of the Ark, I believe that to be a Covenant cruiser. I think a Covenant cruiser is either flying over the rest of the battlefield or just warped in. As well, let's move from the Covenant cruiser and let's move to the left here, top left. I see what appears to be dropships. What normally we see grunts, elites, and jackals come out of. And right underneath that dropship, I see some banshees. Now they may be upgraded banshees. I can't see too well, but some version of a banshee. Now, Pat, what do you see from there?
Alright, so basically what I see from there, we're going to bounce right down. We see some kind of giant, scarab-looking, gigantic, metal, screaming beast of death. I don't know really what else to say. It doesn't look like standard issue scarab. It almost looks Foreigner in nature, just being that dark metal gray, and you see orange light, but I mean, there's really no way of telling. But that's what I see, and actually, that is pretty huge to me, because that means we are going to still have some gigantic units in this new game. I think it's extremely important. Now, Nick, running from there, let's jump right down to what looks like to me, and I believe you as well, looks like a Promethean Knight. And if that's the case, and if that looks like a Promethean Knight, I'm going to throw a photo right here. That's what a Promethean Knight looks like, and this is what this thing looks like. You cannot tell me. Come on. That thing looks exactly like a Promethean Knight. Why it is facing the same direction as the Brutes against us, I don't know. That scares the hell out of me if the Brutes got control over that. We do know that Covenant have controlled Knights in the past, but anyway, that looks like the scary-ass Knight. Now, Nick, what else do you see?
So if we look right underneath that Knight, I see a Spartan. I see the back of a Spartan. Obviously, no way to confirm, but this, I don't think Marines are really sprinting at Promethean Knights, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's a Spartan. And right underneath that Spartan, I see a few Marines hanging out, and underneath those Marines, I see this, like, a gigantic-looking mech of some sort. Now, it could just be the front of a vehicle that we really can't see, and it's kind of out of frame, but we'll definitely figure that out very soon. And from that mech pack, I see a field of fucking Spartans. I see a bunch of Spartans scattered from the mech on the left-hand side all the way to the right-hand side. I think we've got a lot of Spartans on our hands. What do you see from there?
Oh my god. I see, after the Spartans, I mean, it's hard to look away from those bastards. I mean, there's so many goddamn Spartans. But if we look up directly above the Spartans here, we see what is, for a lot of you classic Halo Wars fans, you're going to be really stoked about it, but I see two motherfucking locusts, alright? I'm really excited about that. According to the Halo lore, we do know that Brutes have been using locusts for various reasons. We're not exactly sure what they're doing right here. Looks like combat to me. Looks like combat to me. And if we jump right ahead of those guys, we'll see once again a closer look up at what seems to be a gigantic scarab Forerunner thing. We don't know. We don't know what it is, but damn, is that thing intimidating. The fact is, we know we're going to have some big-ass units in Halo Wars 2, maybe even some Prometheans. And Nick, where you want to go from there?
So from the locust on the left-hand side, or on the right-hand side of your screen, but the locust to the left, I see a brute of some sort. He's got a horned helmet. It looks like he's kind of tribal, and there's a lot of these brutes that are wearing these uniforms. You can kind of see except the one in the center, they've all got horned caps, which would make me assume that they're all together and they're one unit. Whether they're tribal or not, we're not quite sure yet, but I can definitely see them all being one group. And with that brute on the right-hand side, I see some sort of sword, some sort of new weapon. A sword, it could be a crossbow. I don't know.
That's something crazy, man. And I mean, exactly what you're saying. I mean, like, these brutes have these horned helmets. This is totally unorthodox from what we know in previous Halo games. You know, if we can assume that the Spirit of Fire was still lost in 2558, then we can assume that this battle here might take place maybe a little after that, maybe during Halo 4, Halo 5, and then maybe even then and beyond. It looks like all of these brutes are not wearing standard issue armor, like similar to the brutes that we saw in Halo 3. They are not wearing like fully dressed up gold, blue, like crazy chieftain headdress outfits. In fact, they're wearing like almost little to nothing in terms of metal. I mean, they have it all over them, but then it looks like they just got their big ass hairy gorilla legs. Like, I don't even know. It's something crazy. And once again, I just want to talk about some key points here. Like, if we might possibly know the time frame now, then we definitely can assume that that big old thing over there is definitely a knight. And if that's the case, then we're going to see a Promethean faction, I think, in at least campaign, and that's really exciting.
Absolutely.
Nick, do you have any final notes or anything you want to touch base on before we say goodbye?
Now, real quick, let's go back to these gigantic scarab-looking things. I'm just going to throw this out there, Pat. What if these are precursor artifacts? I have no idea how it would happen. I'm just going to throw that out there and let speculation.
Oh my god.
happen.
I can't believe you'd even just be willing to say that.
I threw
like,
some gasoline on it and
oh my god,
sparked the match. Who knows?
I mean, from what I know is that precursors are dust in space and they have nothing physical as of right now, as far as we know. But I will say that I think that the Promethean / Sentinel side of the Halo lore has a lot more room to go. They can go a lot more places, sorry. And I think this looks a little more Sentinel in nature, maybe even Promethean to me, but I could see, if you look at its front left leg here, we're going to see that it actually has a lot of, like, it looks like some kind of weird, gross film on it. Like, it's brown, it's maybe rusted, I don't know. But it could really be anything. It could really be anything. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been our quick analysis of what we can see. There's honestly so much to learn from this. Just simple. A picture is worth 1,500 words, I want to say. But there's so much we can learn from this. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Slick, and I'm here with Nick from Breaking the Clutch, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.